Okay, so as promised, here is the semi-finished product, you could say. It's not perfect, it is a little loose there, but whatever, it'll work. Exhaust is heat wrapped front and back. I just picked up the stuff from O'Reilly's. This was just a smidge cheaper, and I normally get the titanium wrap. It was like $5 more than this. And I usually get the small roll, but I was like, you know what? I think the small roll is 15 feet, and it was like $26, $27. This is 50 feet and was double the cost. So, or a little less than double. So, it better deal, paid more, and I have some left. But that stuff, I don't remember the titanium wrap being fiberglass wrap, and maybe just what they all are, but this is what I got to lock them with. Stainless steel things, whatever. But I don't remember the titanium wrap having fiberglass flying off as you're wrapping the stuff, because I just wrapped it around, clamped it, and then was pulling it all through off the roll, and just went around the whole thing with one continuous thing. Then it got tied at the very bottom, or around the bottom. So, but this stuff had fiberglass everywhere. I was covered in it. Itchy, scratchy, burny, sneezy, wheezy. Oh, I hate it. I hate fiberglass so much. It smells just like insulation in a house. Oh, I did that for a summer and never again. And, my goodness. But the titanium doesn't look like it's a toe strap, which is nice. This just looks like your average day toe strap, but it'll get the job done, hopefully. And this stuff didn't say a max temp, which should have been an indicator, I guess, but hopefully it'll be enough for what we need, just to keep it from melting my motor mount and the heater back there and stuff like that. But I'll give you a peek on the underside. We're going to plug the code reader in and clear the codes before I fire it up here. The cat is kind of loosely bolted up. It's flush, but it's not sealed yet. So, but here's the new pipe in there. New O2 sensor on the front. And there's the cat. Unfortunately, fortunately, this sucker fits pretty doggone good. The back pipe where it goes up, I had to flex, kind of manipulate in order to get the flanges lined up perfectly. The flanges don't just sit perfect the way they are, and there's no alignment dowels or ring in the manifold for the ring gasket to, align the flange. You have to manually align the flanges by yourself with a tool in one hand on top holding the nut or the bolt head so it doesn't spin, and kind of using your arms and a pry bar to manipulate the flange so it's semi-flush. Bit of a pain, kind of a two-person job, but I got it done, and we're about to see how she sounds, and hopefully I don't know what to do about the rear O2 sensor. I mean, I have ways of getting it out, I suppose. Getting the torch out and really freaking going full ham on it, but it's not exactly what I want to do. But so let's see if we can figure out where the freaking O2 or the OBD2 is. It's not often I hook up to this thing. Of course, it's loose. They're always broken and loose floating around in here. Trying to get it to stay there while you're pushing on it. Trying to get the plug to insert. Okay, this is going to be a two-person job. Maybe you'll be able to see what I'm doing. I don't know. Freaking stupid Chinese garbage. Japanese, whatever. There we go. So there's OBD2 thing beeped on. Gotta get the key on here before it freaks out. I can't find the vehicle. HVAC off. Okay, what do we got? Okay, we don't need light. Maybe we do. There you go. Bank 1, sensor 1. I don't know if that was the front sensor or the rear sensor, because it's one pipe for both manifolds, both banks. So O2 heater circuit, bank 1, sensor 1. It may just be the front one, but I bought both sensors. I want to get them both done so they're equal to each other. I tell you, I hate technology sometimes. Okay, come on. And that's the evap I was talking about, canister area. Okay, well that's right behind the engine here, so that don't help me too much. So we're gonna clear the codes. No more check engine light, yay! So here we go. Suppose I should open the door so it don't frickin' reek in here. Too bad. Still quiet, of course. Wasn't expecting it to get louder with a cat in both mufflers. So should smell better though. It was smelling kind of lean earlier. Still kind of smells like mouse piss. But just a smidge of a leak down here. I'm assuming at the cat. Yep, you can see it steaming. Not the end of the world. There's no gasket in there yet, so it's not really tight. So she's gonna be bitching and complaining because it's not reading right. But no check engine light either. That's always nice. But I think it did take a minute. Take a minute for it to read the code and flip the light. Nothing so far. But before it gets too hot that I can't stick a gasket in there. But you saw she was running good, so I suppose for eagles. Purrs like a kitten. So, heck yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Found a torque spec for the manifold bolts in the repair manual. You can smell something burning. But brand new manifolds, yeah, they're smoking. Got some oil on them, so you don't light on fire. But surprisingly, the story of this car pretty much is I picked it up for $200 and it was just so clean for the most part that I just couldn't pass it up, other than the fact it reeked. It didn't even reek bad when I got it. That was the disgusting part. I got it home and then it hit you and it was like, what the hell? But anyway, most of this car is pretty rust free, and you look at the manifold bolts and they're really quite well for a 98 with almost 200,000 miles. Usually you can't even identify that they're manifold bolts anymore, or nuts. So, and I like the fact they're like a little castle nut. They got the little grooves in them, and it allows the PB blaster or whatever to soak in a bit better. So that's pretty handy, and then it might allow the tip to kind of spread out over some rust as you're backing it out. I don't know. They came off great. They went on even better, and they torqued them down to their 23 foot-pounds, and so we're set to go. You're probably not going to be able to see jack crap back here because the manifold's pretty well flush with everything and the light. But there she be. And they are side-specific. If you remember, the one manifold on the left one had like a kink in it. They purposely did that. It was so to clear the rear motor mount. That's for the rear. And after comparing the two before I put them on here, this one goes down and it curves back at an angle, where that one's more of almost a straight down. So I compared them against the factory manifolds, and you could tell pretty well that, see, this one sits pretty well. Let me back out. sits pretty well flat, where this one angles way back. So as it's on the head, it tilts the exhaust. But then the stud backed out; it didn't break off. But that was the rear one. No, it wasn't. Was it? Uh-oh. Yeah, that was the rear one. That's curious. Yeah, because this one curves. I don't know why. Whatever. This one's the front one, and I put them on accordingly because that pipe went right up to it, so on both sides, so no big deal. But she's in there. I gotta get the cat pipe in, or gasket in, which is just a little round crush washer type of dealy bop. So I gotta get that in yet, and then we should be good to go. I want to get that rear O2 sensor out, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, and I don't want to break it because it would require an exhaust kind of replacement, and I'm not going that route again. So I just figured get better flow and all that stuff since that O2 sensor decided to be an absolute pain. You know, and they're probably two of a kind where one didn't come out, the other one may not come out, I don't know. Especially being further back, more prone to the rust further back. Oh boy. But, so I gotta do some digging and probably bring out the torch and whatnot, but hopefully we can break it loose and just swap in the new one and be good to go. But, I want to say bank one, it said sensor one. I'm assuming sensor one is the front sensor. There's only 2 sensors on this thing, and that's before the cat and after the cat. So that should be sensor one was reading slow. And this, I don't know, this car on my best day, and I have not driven it very much, straight freeway or anything, but I think the best average I got was 20. Well, granted, I'm not the lightest foot, but this thing should be getting 24, 25 pretty easily. And it sucks that frickin' cruise quit. I don't know what to do about that. So, the joys. But hope y'all enjoyed that little clip, and I'll keep you posted on how it performs once everything's said and done, and hopefully we get that rear O2 out. So, thanks for stopping by. God bless.